What's
Hey
next?
guys, I'm Scott. I want to thank you guys too for putting on an awesome event. It's been great. My question is, out of all the things that you guys teach in both Iron Council and Order of Man, what do you feel like has the most impact on men?
What one factor has the most impact on men?
No, what one thing you guys teach?
What we teach.
Yeah.
I think I'm trying not to be just go with the standard answer, but we've talked a lot about sovereignty this weekend. And I think if we could really embrace the concept of complete ownership over our lives without outside influence, and I'm talking about financial, like Alan just talked about. Like, I don't want to be enslaved to credit card companies. I don't want to be enslaved to a boss. Like, for example, if a boss came to me, an employer came to me and said, hey, I would like you to do this, and whatever he's asking me to do is going to jeopardize my morals, I want to be in the financial position to say, no, I quit. But how many of us, and I've been in situations where you actually would jeopardize your standards and your morals because you weren't in the financial position to say otherwise. So it's crucial that we learn to free ourselves. And I'm not an expert at this. I just know this is the path. But to free ourselves from financial burden, from the opinions of other people, from physical burdens, we have a lot of medical conditions that could be resolved, that could be worked on. I think sovereignty is the greatest lesson, is the greatest takeaway. Your ability to lead yourself.
Yeah. Sometimes and I think the word is still sovereignty, but we'll package it up with moments in our lives. I mean, we've had these conversations, right? I've had the conversation with you. I've shared around a time in our lives where we didn't get present to the idea that the life that we had was our creation. That it was the byproduct of maybe how I was raised. It was a byproduct of my family and my upbringing, or my spouse or my boss, and I was a victim of all these things. And I think that is a hard pill. And lately, I've been kind of running my mouth a little bit, and I realize whenever we say this in particular areas where it might sting for people, I realize I need to have a little bit more empathy, because that shit is really hard. That's not an easy thing to say, to really believe that and I'm not saying this towards you, Scott, or anyone else, but possibly that your mediocre marriage is mediocre because of you. That your kid is struggling with their self-esteem, possibly because of you. And that's so hard to accept. But man, once we deal in reality and we take that on, then that also means we can do something about it. I think that still is sovereignty, but it's sovereignty in the sense of how I'm showing up in the world and I'm not being acted upon by anybody else. And the way things are going, it's up to me.
You say it's hard. I actually don't think it's that hard. I mean, I understand.
I think it's confrontate. It's a hard pill.
It is, but if you do it enough, it's not. Like, yeah. I don't really personally, I don't feel like I have that issue, but it's because of what you said. If I think something's your problem or your fault, then I have to wait for you to change your behavior in order for my life to improve. Yeah. And with all due respect, I'm not really willing to wait on you or anybody. Yeah. And that's the problem when we say, oh, my wife's a bitch, or my boss is an asshole, or the economy this. I don't want to wait on those people to do what I think needs to be done. So I have to take control of it. And that's empowering, not frustrating to me, but I get where it's challenging.
And we're all different breeds, and sometimes we would rather be acted upon and wait and hope and take the easy route. And I think human nature is to take that easy route, unfortunately.
I agree.